What's up? This is Jake with Hike 734, hiking to the top of Yosemite Falls, over to Yosemite Point, and then finally stretching it over to Eagle Peak in Yosemite National Park. The trail up to the top of Yosemite Falls starts over by Camp 4, and it works its way through just some black oak, and it's just a nice covered trail, but it definitely starts climbing right away, and you just spend a lot of time just switchbacking up through these granite steps, and it's just really cool. It's open, and I don't know, it's just a really nice forest there, and it's nice and shady, which is good because in the morning that's getting sun, so later on you wish you had more shade. But as you start to get higher up, you start to get kind of pocket views here and there, which is nice, and definitely just a taste of what's to come. So if you get excited about those, this is going to be definitely the hike for you. But yeah, finally, after doing a bunch of switchbacks, it traverses for just a little bit and gives you a couple of nice views looking out there, and then yeah, just kind of enters back into forest, and it kind of bounces back and forth, and then you switch back up a little bit more, and then finally you get your first glimpse of the top of Yosemite Falls, and yeah, that's awesome. It's what people come to Yosemite for, one of the things, and it is awesome. And so anyways, you round the corner, and then you get this huge view of the falls, and as you just move around it, you just keep changing the vantage. So as you're hiking around it, you just start to just get more of that side view, and so it's just really cool to just stand there and just stare at the water dynamics. Springtime is fantastic for this because it's flowing bigger, but I think any time of year, as long as there's water coming over that edge, it's going to be awesome. But yeah, it gradually turns up into the canyon more, and it gets really cool in there, and then you get a really cool vantage from it, and a little bit of air conditioning there as you're starting to get some of the wind from the waterfalls and some mist there, and then yeah, just into like some cedars and just more of a wetter forest, and then it comes out into the draw that or the canyon that you'll be working up, and right in there it's just a bunch of really big trees and a bunch of low kind of shrubs, and it just switchbacks on up there, and it definitely is a lot of elevation for as popular of a hike as it is. But I'm just super proud of everybody that made it up there. It's a lot of work, and yeah, it's just really cool. So anyways, you finally get up to the top of that, and you've gained a lot of the elevation, and then you start to get to some of the trail junctions. The first part I went out to was the top of the falls, and that comes out, and just traversing across this granite landscape with trees dotting it, and yeah, just really cool. And then you finally see the creek, the Yosemite Creek that tumbles over there, and then you get to work right over. They have this little section there with some rails and everything, just to kind of help keep you safe as you look right at the very top of the falls and where they spill over. And then you wrap around this crazy little section, and it's kind of a one person either going up or going down. And then you get to stand right at the brink of these falls, and they're so powerful. They're just super fantastic, and I love it. And if you do it, like I got up there around noon-ish, maybe 1 o'clock, and so the sun was behind me, so I got a cool rainbow, or I guess a mist bow, whatever, waterfall bow, something, and that was really amazing. And anyways, from there, went back to the junction to head on over to Yosemite Point, and just continue across on that cool granite, traversing over the bridge, and the creek is roaring right now, and it's beautiful, and I love it. So you drop down to that, and then cross the bridge, and then go up on the other side. The trail's a little bit funny to find. I mean, you're not really going to get lost per se, but it's definitely a little bit funny to find. And anyways, you switch back up again, and then you go through this little chunk of trees, and then you break out once again into that just nice open, just cool views. I just love it. And anyway, so you work your way all the way out to this point, and you're standing on the edge of a sheer cliff. There's a railing there, so yeah. This trip, for the most part, I would recommend if you're a little bit afraid of heights. This might not be the first one on your list, but the views from here, fantastic. you can just see the valley is awesome. You can just see all the way around. And if you know your points, you can tell like where Glacier Point is, and obviously Half Dome, and just looking down, and you really can't see the waterfall itself, but that doesn't matter because you've seen it a lot today, and this view is unique and amazing. But anyways, from there I went back past the junction with Yosemite Falls, and then started working my way up the very, very less traveled trail over to Eagle Peak. And that was just primarily a walk in the woods. You actually, while you're hiking up towards Yosemite Falls, Eagle Peak is the one on your left, and there's a big dome that you actually, when you're doing this, you wrap around that and just go through a bunch of trees. And I didn't have any mosquitoes all day until I started doing this because it's a little bit more protected. And there are some swampy areas, so in the spring, just get ready for a little bit of bugs. And they don't maintain it as well because it's not as busy. I'm sure as the season goes on, they do. So there's definitely some downfall to navigate. And but yeah, just every once in a while you'd come across some pocket meadows there, and that was really sweet just to kind of have things broken up. But man, if you like big Douglas firs, this is a really great trail. These freaking firs are just so huge. And then started working my way the last little bit after the junction with the El Capitan Trail. You go ahead and switch back up a little bit, and then you get right up to this ridge. And once you're up on the ridge, that's when you start getting some views. And you're just getting to see a lot of just the epic Sierras. These mountains are fantastic, and I'm a mountain kid, and these mountains are fantastic. So anyways, so then as you just work your way along that ridge, the views get cooler, and then till finally, you can climb right up. There's this like bouldery section, and then you just hop right up on top the rocks to the high point, and the panorama is amazing. I'm just gonna go ahead and say this real slow so I can get the whole thing. It is beautiful, and there's just, in the distance, you can see just some really great peaks. I'm still learning my Yosemite summits out here, but I do know there's Clouds Rest and Half Dome. And we have Taft Point, which I've been to, as well as Sentinel Dome and Glacier Point. You can see Nevada Falls roaring in all of its glory. And yeah, just views for days. So great. And so, yeah, anyways, I'm just right here still up at the summit enjoying some of these amazing views. And then I'm going to head back on down. I got about 6 miles left from here to the floor. So anyways, this is Jake with Hike 734, doing a long, amazing day to the top of Yosemite Falls, to Yosemite Point, and to Eagle Peak in Yosemite National Park. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and head on over to hike734.com for more goodness.